Hi there. My name is Suzanne Alexandria, and I'm an intuitive and a healer. And it's kind of funny. I don't usually post things like this about the physical body, but since I'm a healer, it
Hi
makes
there, my name
sense.
is
And
Suzanne
I,
Alexandria,
whoops,
and I'm an
and
intuitive
I,
and a healer. And
uh,
it's kind of
sorry, there was some interference, but okay, so I live a divinely guided life, and I teach people to do that, to follow their intuition and to live by the grace of some greater power and angelic presences and beings and guides and loved ones who really bring us magical gifts when we allow them and are always trying to bring us magical gifts. And so I also am working through a former health crisis, where I am releasing and healing from cancer. And I'm in a very good place, and that's not the central focus on it on this video, but it is something that I'm working through, and it has taken a lot of courage and stamina to move through and to move through valiantly and from my heart. So I teach about that and I talk about it in different ways. If you're not part of my mailing list, please join my mailing list on my website at suzannealexandria.com. And there's other resources in my library and blog and such where I share all different parts of this journey and our journey in general about living divinely inspired lives. And it's not easy. It's not always easy to stay in tune and to stay out of reaction and to stay in coherence and alignment. But this topic I want to share about is related to health, my physical body, healing, and how spirit brought me to a huge, tremendous realization that I needed that I wasn't getting through to me. So we all know that sugar, especially processed sugar, is it's one of the not many not good things for our bodies. And I totally had a sugar addiction for a long, long time. I had gotten away from sugar, oh, maybe like almost 10 years ago. And then it crept back in and, to my detriment, because I'm quite sure it is partly along with trauma, along with my thoughts, along with low vibrational thinking and being, and other things, toxins. It's part of why my body needs to heal now. And even so, while I love the medical establishment and the doctors and nurses and care I've had, unfortunately, today they just don't emphasize some of the very important things about maintenance and about health. And that's a topic for other conversations. But I hadn't gotten the message about stopping eating sugar in all its forms. Thankfully, I had stopped drinking alcohol some years ago, and I'd been on a path of some other things. But suffice it to say, when I needed this message most, it came to me. And these are the kinds of stories I love to share with you. And I love to share them in my Thursday Thrive with Spirit calls. And I love to hear stories about divine intervention. And so, on this one very particularly um, negative and hard day, I found myself wandering around in this shopping area trying to make myself feel better by going to a place I'd wanted to go that's very beautiful. And I didn't really know what to do next. And I didn't have a pressing need to be home. And I let myself surrender and just walk and feel the feelings I needed to feel and be sad, be upset, be what it was and be. And I kind of kept asking, all right, where should I go next? And it was kind of like a shopping restaurant, pretty area near where I live. And I just would sit or meander and then kept following. And then I wound my way around and I was thinking about leaving and going to my car. And out of the blue came an angel who I actually know. I haven't met a lot of people where I live because I've been in the throes of working and health, taking care of my health. And so this beautiful beloved, who's a friend of a friend, who lives an hour away, came out of a store, a shop that she loves, right in front of me. And our eyes met, and it was like, just instant love. And oh my gosh, how are you? And um, what's going on? And so she didn't know my story. And so I told her candidly what I'd been dealing with. And she blessedly took me to lunch. And it was just that alone was a blessing. But then what happened was she made a connection to someone who has fully healed cancer, this amazing gentleman who I'm getting to know. And she said, you should really meet this fellow. He will be very, I just have a feeling you should meet him. And we all know to follow those kinds of prompts by and large, right? So the stars aligned and heavens aligned and put her in my path so that I could meet him. And he called the next day. We talked, and it was a rainy, gloomy day, but he came in and gave me a dose of a new reality that I so dearly needed. And he is someone also who lives in full high service, and he just wants to share what he has learned. And don't we know that so many times we do that? We want to share what we've learned because A, it feels really good, and B, guaranteed there's people who need that. And so, you know, don't sell yourself short by not sharing your gifts and your learnings and that kind of thing. And so he started to share different things he'd learned and some resources that I could start to pursue. And one of them was this microbiologist over in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who could help me understand if I had parasites. And I'm candidly sharing this because I didn't know this, and I didn't know this, and it's really, really important if any of you have people with certain diseases in your life. Parasites, I didn't even know they underlie so many of our conditions, and they also they become out of control when our bodies are going through a healing crisis, health crises like cancer or anything. And so she was able to do proper testing and show me alive on the screen what was going on within my blood, and give me a protocol to start to cleanse and purify my body. And that's a very personal thing that I have been doing, but I want to share it because, I allowed divine intervention to come into my being. And I endeavor always to allow that the next best thing will be coming to me, and that I best pay attention to the not coincidences, but the synchronicities that occur for me and for you. And they come because you're so dearly loved, and spirit and the universe and the divine want you to have what you need. And when we can trust that, life is a whole lot easier. That's why I teach how to expand and open intuition in my courses. It's kind of like one of my biggest things, because living an open-hearted, divinely guided, heart-centered life is really the best thing that I know, the best way I know to go about it. So this woman, the very first thing she ever said to me was, you better give up sugar. And in my case, gluten. You better give up sugar. And so I knew in the moment that I needed that. And I just was working with a client in a session, and the topic of health and healing and body and feeling better and weight gain and all kinds of things was there. And so we passed that along, even though thankfully there's not a chronic health condition. There's certainly underlying things going on, and the guides were very adamant that I share what I've just been learning. And I want to share very physically, like what is happening is that, I mean, instantly I started to feel better. I had immensely less pain, and pain in my in my body that had nothing to do with cancer. It had to do with inflammation. And I'm an energy worker, and I do lots of energy work with myself and with others every day. But there are very practical, tangible things we need to do for our physical bodies. And so, just to summarize, like less pain, less kind of inflammation, a lot less. And I'm astonished at like how cravings have gone away. And I've switched to a keto diet very, very, very readily and very easily. And I mean, it's already been like 3 weeks, and I've had a lot of help. I have help from people who know what they're talking about, who are in my life, sharing like, this is how you do it. There's plenty of research online. And I just want to say it's been surprisingly fairly easy. When I was someone who used to go for something sweet about this time every day in the afternoon, and that's so common. Or in the morning, like starting your morning with not sweet is the best thing. And so, you know, I'm quite sure that I was guided to it at just the right time, thankfully. And I'm really guided to share this because whatever is going on, I'm just shocked. Like so much of our bodies are fighting a lot of things right now. They are fighting parasites. They are fighting stress. They're dealing with an enormous amount of stressors. Your emotions, your thoughts, your lifestyle, how much you work. You like putting yourself and your body up at the top of your list, if it's not there, is really, really important right now as far as navigating these times we're in. And I'm pretty sure that'll never change, so that you can be in the service that you are, so that you can have a vibrant life and with your loved ones. So I have no cravings. I've easily been able to switch to a lot more vegetables and meat, and my body likes meat, happens to, and kind of a paleo keto diet. And like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked now at how things taste so good and without sugar. So like, and I'll have a rice cake with nut butter and then a few blueberries to have a little sweetness, or a few goji berries on top of it to have sweetness. Goji berries are amazing, and they give a little sweet. And there's all these hacks, and there's so many hacks online. So I created a spreadsheet of things that I'm finding that I love. My support network friends are sharing. I'm starting to share with others, like, here, this is really good. Do this. And it's becoming more fun than I ever would have imagined. And it is not I just wanted to say, like, probably my whole point is it's not like I'm not feeling lacking of anything. And if anything in life, we're meant to feel so abundant and to experience true abundance. That's what the divine wants for you. That's what the divine wants for me. And spirit meets me and you in the point of taking action. One of my best friends taught me that mantra, and it's the truth. So as I made the choice to stop sugar, thinking, oh my gosh, there was a whole lot of fear behind it, but I did it. Now look at me weeks later saying, oh my gosh, best thing ever. And I keep being shown better places to shop and things in the store that are in line with what my body really wants, and muscle testing with my body, and all these kinds of things. So um, I hope, I trust this will reach even one person with a message of hope and understanding where you are, and listening to your body. And I've heard it a zillion times. We know it, that refined sugar is really not good for any of us. And so why not give yourself a gift of not having that even in your kitchen, in your mind, in your thoughts. I am shocked at the freedom I have found with it. And since my whole life's mission is to be free, and to be loved and loving, and to be compassionate and share these giftings. Well, this is a surprising part of it that I never would have imagined I'd be talking about on a video, but I am. So for these kinds of inspirations and more, won't you join me on my email newsletter at SuzanneAlexandria.com if you're not already subscribed? And here's to your health, healer soul. Here's to your health and prosperity and abundance. Namaste.